Yo, people, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football, and we're back again with another video today. We got the boys in the house. We got Gunner Souls in the house. We got my guy Curran in the house. We got Nigerian Englishman in the building, One Touch TV. He's going to be going live also I think at 8:30. And we got Mattis in the house. We're going to be talking about the game versus Bournemouth, the comeback victory, and Arsenal's team have been dubbed the Inevitables. From the Invincibles to the Inevitables. That's what it is now. And also, we're going to talk about if we're going to rotate in the Europa League, what we're going to do, how we're going to go full strength, Reiss Nelson's potential contract, and much, much more. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know, do you think we should rotate going into this Europa League game? Or do you think we should go as full strength as possible with maybe a little bit of rotation? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Should we go for both the Premier League and the Europa League at the same time as much as possible? Or do you think we should do heavy rotation? That is basically the question. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Let's get the show started. Yo, boys, let's talk, man. That game versus Bournemouth. How emotional was that win? How emotional was that win?
Yo, what a ridiculous game. We conceded in 9 seconds and we scored in the 97th minute for the winner, man. Doesn't get any crazier than that. Like 9 seconds. What happened to the team? How the hell did you score in 9 seconds?
Oh, yeah, now, my people. It's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, tonight you go understand. As you can hear, my voice is done. I've still not fully recovered from the madness of this weekend. I enjoyed the Arsenal game to the fullest, but also as an Arsenal fan, we all enjoyed yesterday's game as well. So, yeah, man, I'm recovering. What's a day?
The comment here, RY. Bro, respect to you, but if you don't know, I've already told them I had a video at 8 o'clock and I had to jump off. They knew going into the video that there's 2 hours to do the stream and I was going to have to leave at 8 o'clock no matter what. We spoke about Arsenal at the end, so it wasn't me running off the channel or anything like that. So respect to you, but no, that wasn't childish at all. That was literally, I had to go. I messaged them and that's how I wanted to leave. So you're not going to tell me what to do. Anyways, what are you saying, Kieran?
I mean, I was there, so that was.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was there for Bournemouth. It was ridiculous. It was a crazy game. A lot of emotion.
How exhausted were you at the final whistle? How exhausted?
Yeah, no, we stayed for a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Everyone was just singing. Everyone was going crazy. Just hugs and screaming, and yeah, it was a mad game. And just happy that we've somehow managed to get that out of there with 3 points. But yeah, mad game.
Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, bro.
What are you saying, Gunner Souls?
Oh, do you know what? Never give up, man. This team will not die, fam. It is internal. This team just does not know how to lose. Do you know what was crazy, right? Because obviously, we're in a group chat, you got, and I actually said it in there as well. The games are over. The comeback will now come on. And what happens? The guys step up. They go and show us why, like myself, like yourself, Igal, why we've been saying engrave that fucking league title because it's only going to one place, and that's coming to the Emirates. Yesterday sealed it for me. Do you know what the craziest stat? I think it's something like in the last two decades, Arsenal have failed to score in the final minutes of a game. This season, we've done it 4 times. When I've been saying, Arteta's building us different, I'm not lying. The evidence is here. This is what I've been saying about Arteta, man. It's not about the quality of players. It's the sheer mentality. It was the never giving up. It was, we conceded in 9 seconds. Did you see one person's head drop? Give me one player's name that head dropped. You know, the only time this season that a player's head had to be held up was against Man City and Tomiyasu. The only time this season where I've seen a player's head drop. Every single game, when they're down, when it's against them, every test, every trial, what have they done? They faced those challenges. Every revenge, every draw, they've redeemed themselves. And this is why I've been saying, and why I'll keep saying, welcome to the Arteta era. Because you're about to witness greatness. This guy is not only going to take us to the glory days, he's going to help Arsenal do what has never been done before. I am so confident if he stays for the next 10 seasons, a Champions League or a European trophy will be delivered to the Emirates. I am that confident in this guy. And you're going to be talking about Arteta, whether it's with Arsenal, amongst some of the greatest names in managerial history. The guy's that good. And this, don't forget, this is his 3rd season in management. And this is what he's doing. He is taken up against a team that has basically dominated English football and has gone toe-to-toe, spending not as much as what Man City have done to overhaul that squad. And he has brought us to be champion. 97th minute, Reiss Nelson. A cast. You know what it is? You said Invincibles to Inevitables, cast off to heroes. You know what the best thing about that was?
What a nickname.
What the best thing about that game was? No one knew how to celebrate. Everyone was doing their own thing. You had William Saliba, Jamie Vardying the corner flag. You had Martin Odegaard just dropping disbelief. You got Zinchenko doing his thing. Ben White going to Neto and screaming in his face. Gabriel crying. You got Arteta just running down.
Running everywhere.
Bro, no one knew what to do. Everyone was looking, just running like headless chicken. It was
that was everyone, bro. That wasn't just the players, the fans.
All the scenes in the stadium, man. Crazy, right?
Bro, I don't think I'll forget it.
I'm telling you, I don't care. I know it's Bournemouth. I know we should never have been 2-0 down. I understand all of that. But the emotions from a fan perspective, I fucking loved it. Never say fucking die.
You don't forget days like that, man. You don't forget days like that. It was like the actual, just the emotion from the corner itself. Because, you know, it gets cleared and you think, that's it, it's done. Then 10 seconds later, it's in the back of the net. It's just, it was amazing. It was, you can't put it into words. Like, it took the entire of Sunday. Like, I didn't do anything Sunday because just exhaustion. It was mad. We went with a couple of other people, went to the pub, then got home, and it still didn't sink in. It took a full day.
How many times have you watched the highlights, bro?
Millions. I don't know how many times.
I can't even tell you because, boy,
I've watched it different languages. I've watched it. You know what I mean?
You see the strike, yeah? I don't know if you like. I don't know if you've seen the reactions, but literally, it was like slow motion. That ball, like waiting to drop on his left foot, and he didn't rush anything. Like at no point were you panicking. Like he literally didn't panic at all. The control, the composure, last kick of the game on his weaker foot.
Yeah.
After being out of the team for God knows long, to do it at the big occasion, boy. Talk about that. That was, I don't know. People like to talk about the Makeda moment for Man United. I don't use other teams' representatives to compare to my team. This reminds me of the Christopher Ray moment. Christopher Ray scored a winning goal against Wolves, I think it was, in the 98 season. And I think he ended up with like 3 goals for the season, 3 or 4 goals for the season. And Reiss Nelson could come in to be our Christopher Ray, get himself a championship.
You know what? I think we have to start with Reiss Nelson and just what everyone thought. Like I feel like we should. We do this thing where we go around and we point out talking points and moments. I just want to take a moment to appreciate Ramsdale because he gets a lot. He gets a lot of stick from fans when things go wrong. But moments like against Bournemouth where he saved our ass, we could have easily been out of the game.
I couldn't believe they didn't score that. There were 2 players. I couldn't believe they didn't score that.
Crazy, if you ask me. What are you saying? Ramsdale.
Yeah, on Ramsdale, just, you know, this season he's low-key been one of the best goalkeepers in the league, but people won't talk about it because people will only highlight when he's not doing, when he's doing bad or whatever he's making camera saves or although I do think he does that a few times.
Yeah, he definitely does camera saves. Let's not lie, but still,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I like to see it. You know,
that's not an insult.
I love it. Yeah, that's not an insult at all.
Camera saves is not an insult. It's actually a compliment. It says you make really nice saves.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the photographer at Arsenal is loving it because he's capturing
100%, mate. All right, Aaron, give us another one for this week.
Exactly. Big up Ramsdale, man. Big up Ramsdale.
Bruv, he's clutch. He's clutch. It's not even necessarily that I'm talking about him being the best keeper in the league. I don't need to go in that deep, as Em said, even though he has a shout. For me, he's just clutch. When the moments we need him to like bail us out when we fucked up or made a stupid error, he's there, bro. He's done it so many times, man. Like key moments in games where he just comes up with the big save and we go on to win the game, bro. Like, the guy is England #1 loading, man. Pickford is just playing on borrowed time.
When it comes to clean sheets this season, I think he's just behind Nick Pope in second. So it's a shout for him being like one of the best keepers. I'm not saying he's been out on our best, but I think he's been up there this season.
No, for sure.
Fair enough.
Do you know what Ramsdale is, though? Rejected to accepted. I can't believe the amount of people who were throwing shade on his name. Relegated 3 times, like it's the keeper's fault you get relegated. Come on, now, people. Like, and do you know what it was? Don't get it twisted. I was one of those that was looking at the price tag and going, "Is there any? I'm sure we can do better." Because obviously at that time, we were in that weird period where we didn't spend money. And it was like, do we really want to be spending 30-40 million on a keeper?
Brother, everyone wanted Onana at that time. Let's get it right. Everyone wanted Onana. I wasn't upset when we signed him, but I wanted Onana. It was one of them ones.
But do you know what it is, though? Like, when you look at Ramsdale, do you know what Ramsdale is? You know, if someone asks you, what's an Arteta signing? Just put Ramsdale in front. A guy that no one wants, a guy that's rejected, but he sees the talent. He goes, I'm looking at a profile. I don't give a shit how good, not bad you are, but I'm looking at profiles. What do you have that can improve my team? And Ramsdale brought everything. And you know what the best thing is? The guy breeds confidence. You know, when you look at Ramsdale, you telling me when you watch a game and the camera pans to Ramsdale, he doesn't hype you up. He doesn't make you want to get off your chair and go, you know what? I fucking do believe Ramsdale. I fucking do believe. Come on. That's how I feel. The guy's amping up the fans. He's amping up, the rivals. And you get behind it. You get silly and lost in the motions because of his passion. And that's what I fucking love about him, man. He's a leader at the back. He's amping up the defenders. Every time a mistake is made, you will never see him complain. Never see him shouting at his defenders like, what the fuck have you done? He's always the one like, cool, let's go again.
And you know what? That's one of the 2 best things for him and the 2 best things that he has over Leno, for example, is his leadership and obviously his footwork as well. Because Leno, you never felt like confident when we were coming for corners and how he set up his defenders. And even the defenders, you could see they were a little bit more nervous. But now with Saliba and Gabriel, I've been very confident because they know they can rely on him. Do you get what I'm saying? If I need you to bail me out, I know I can pass it to you because you're good with your feet if that's what's needed. Do you get what I mean? So Ramsdale, kudos to him, man. Great signing by Arteta, man.
Ramsdale himself has, if you think about Ramsdale, when he came in, had that amazing purple patch the first half of the season last season. The Leicester away save, coming in after the first 3 games, he went on a mad run of games, but kind of dipped towards the end. The Newcastle game away last season. This season, I don't think he's reached the levels of that first half, but he's been consistent, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. You want consistency. You want the ability to, just be a bit more, more mature. I think he's grown up a little bit this year. I think the signings that have come in, for example, a Saliba, for example, he's felt like, I think in interviews he's come across that he feels like he needs to be like a bit more of a big brother to Saliba, because Saliba's coming in and needs to integrate him a bit more because he's coming back into the team. So I think he's felt like he needs to take that step up and really, be that bit of that leader in the back line. But I want to just quickly touch on, before we do move on, Gal, I want to touch on what Gunnar Souls was saying about an Arteta signing. And if you think about what we've profiled, it's not just about the profile, it's the age profile, the actual play and technical profile, as well as the mental profile. And if you look at what Arteta wants, he has shown people that have come up against from, if you look at someone like Gabriel, who came up through at Lille, but went on multiple loans, came from Brazil very early in his development and went up that way. Ramsdale relegated twice. Ben White came up through the league system. He wants battlers. He wants winners. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing people that at a very young age have been integrated into a side, and all of them know what it takes to battle at, the clutch moments. And that's what we saw yesterday. So I just wanted to make sure that we really understand that it's not just, I know a lot of people going about the age of the squad, but not a lot of people going about how experienced this squad is. You look at Saka, who's come through since he was 18, he's 21 now, and he's had the weight of the world on his back. You look at someone like Ben White, a Gabriel, Saliba on loan for 2 years and has competed in the Champions League and in Europe before now. You've got Gabriel, as I just mentioned, like Zinchenko's won it all. Same with Gabriel Jesus. We've got so many players that, despite the youth in the profile and the age, have so much experience at the top level, or coming through and battling at the bottom of the footballing tier. So there's a lot more resilience in this squad than people think, and I think that showed yesterday. Oh, Saturday, sorry.
I just want to jump on to what you said about the resilience. We're comeback kings at this point this season.
Correct.
If you guys haven't seen, we come back from losing positions. What is it? 15 times? We've been in 15, no, we've gotten 15 points from losing positions this season. 15
points from losing
that's
positions.
5 games. Yeah. That's 5 games where we've come back and won the game. And what you guys need to know is, comment section right here, that they're getting into talking about what they were saying about the terrace. More people are just hoping we continue to drop points. More people are wishing and trying to breathe into the air that there's going to be a City run that we're unable to keep up. Oh, sorry. I think they. Yo, Kunle, the stream is still running in the background. Just mute it. And then, so what's happening is you have people saying, "Oh, Arsenal are going to drop off. Arsenal are going to drop off. City are going to keep up this reign. City are going to win the league. City are going to win the league." But it's like you're almost. Yo, Kunle, I can still hear myself. Is it still on? Okay, I don't know what you did, but yeah. Those they're just salty. Fans are salty, but at this point we keep coming back. We keep doing it. We keep coming back and winning. We keep coming back. We're the comeback kings. We keep doing it. The resilience is there. I said in the title of the video, Invincibles to Inevitables, we continue to just find ways to win, and we're showing the character and the belief to do it. People talking about, I just want to debunk some of these myths. People keep talking about experience. We've signed experienced players to help us guide us through this situation. People keep talking about Man City are going to go on a run. Are you talking about the run that we're currently on? People keep talking about our defense being poor. How is our defense poor when Man City have the same amount of goals conceded as us, but we have more clean sheets? And people are saying our defense is poor because we conceded 2 against Bournemouth. Are they ignoring the fact that they conceded against Nottingham Forest themselves? Are they ignoring the fact that they conceded against Aston Villa? Are they ignoring the fact that they conceded just the other day against Bournemouth themselves? Like, it's one narrative for Arsenal, and it's another narrative for Man City.
But the thing is, football is won on the pitch, not in narratives. Narratives don't mean shit. Okay, so we have 12 cup finals in front of us. That's what that matters. So you can let Terry and whoever's on the terrace, not Terry specifically, but whoever's on the terrace, they can say what they want. But the fact of the matter is, they are on the pitch, they're in the stadiums.
And I think with our team, I don't think it's that we are defensively bad. I just think recently we've been off it, like in general. I don't think as a team on a whole we've been.
I mean, it looks like post World Cup we're conceding more chances. If you look at what's changed post World Cup, it's quite obvious what's happened. I think we've had periods without Partey. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus' absence means that the press is less effective, which is another, because people don't understand that your front line is your first line of defense. It's not just your attack, and the same thing goes with your defense. Your defense is your first line of attack. So if you have absences in these areas, it can trickle down into other parts. And what we've seen is, with our press not as effective, we've conceded more chances because we're not trapping people in the box as good as we were before the World Cup. So it's not a question of, the Gabriel Saliba aren't as good as people think. Yeah, sure, there's an element to that. Maybe they've had a couple of maybe an error or two, but the main thing is how do you get to those errors? Because if you haven't got a functional press, then you can't really say, well, not even functional. If it's not functioning at full capacity, you're going to have more opportunities conceded against you. So
I think they're just over exaggerating, man. We never conceded no 7 goals in one game. I know that much. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Bro,
that was
I'll
true.
see that right now.
Against your biggest rival, nonetheless. It wasn't just, it was against their biggest rivals. So
No,
I don't know how
Let's not talk
United
about
fans are
United.
downplaying this.
we're not talking about them, but
One Man United, because you know what? The whole week, the whole day, they've just been deflecting the 8-2. They keep bringing up 8-2 from 10 years ago, and then saying that we're not going to bring up 7-0 ever again after today. What the hell are you talking about? It's just ridiculous.
crazy.
But yo, let's get some of the guys who haven't spoken involved. Guys, honestly, I just want this to be an open floor where we just discuss things and it flows. We don't need to go into topics. Even if I don't get to all the topics that I want to discuss, it's perfectly fine. We're already 20 minutes in, and I feel like the Bournemouth game itself is going to take up a lot of the time. So Reiss Nelson now. We got to talk about Reiss Nelson. I'll let you go. I'll let you go, Devin. What are you saying, man?
Man, I love the story. I love the narrative. I love the kid. I love sometimes you got to have those homegrowns in your squad. The injuries have obviously taken a lot out of him, and being a homegrown Haaland kid, obviously you see the successes with Saka, and you may be seeing some of the struggles with Smith Rowe. So having him on the pitch to score like he has, like he did against Forest, with him coming on, being this like super sub, almost in like, had Smith Rowe not gotten tired, would we have seen Reiss Nelson? But him coming on and really just optimizing those 20 minutes. It makes me want to see more. I'd love to see him play against Sporting Lisbon. I'd love to see him at least make some spot appearances, because he's got that arsenal.
Is there any more clutch footballer in England? Than
Right now. I mean, seriously, he's every team that wins the league has that one player that's just does a bit of magic. And for us, it's been Jorginho. It's been Reiss Nelson at times. It's been that little bit of magic that you don't really expect. And it's been Leandro Trossard. It's been,
Devin, I reckon that's the thing with our squad. Like, it's been everyone, bro. That's the beauty of this squad. So, because if it hadn't been everyone, we would have really suffered a lot more with this loss of Jesus. But it's literally been everyone. I don't even know how many scorers in our squad there've been now.
This comment right here has to be the most ridiculous. Yasin, respect to you, but if Jesus and Zinchenko don't join Arsenal will be 6th. How have you worked that out? As if we're not going to sign somebody else if we don't get them.
But
on top of that,
who cares? Yeah, great. But we do have them, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, cool story, but we have them.
We have them both, and the thing about it is we haven't had Jesus for going on 3 months now, and we haven't dropped a spot. We've barely dropped points. The thing is there was a comment that I saw. It's 12 cup finals in a row now. That's it doesn't matter. Every single match we have to, like, I'm not saying we have to take 36 points, but damn, wouldn't it be nice to be like, in that last week of the season and be getting a Champions Guard? I mean, like wouldn't it be? Dude,
I want it done by Chelsea. I want it done.
I want a guard of honor. I want a guard of honor from Chelsea also.
Yeah, I want them to have to clap.
Listen, and Ilmatis, guys, you need to get involved. Just jump in the conversation.
All right, man. This might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know, but I don't care at all about Europa League. Like, I do not care at all about Europa League. We should concentrate on the Premier League. That's my honest opinion.
I said that last week and got a little bit of flack for it, but I mean, honestly, it's one of those things. Like, if we can play you got to play at least a semi-strong squad, but give a Reiss Nelson and an Emile Smith Rowe a starting run, and give Eddie and
shouldn't play in Europa League, like Saka, Martinelli, or
if you need them for like 20 minutes, but give Kieran Tierney a solid run. Give if you're going to play Tomiyasu, play and Ben White in predominant roles, then give their backups run, against Sporting Lisbon, and like you said, it's not a big loss to me if we go out of that, because I would much rather focus on the.
Is United the only strong team left? Or like, is Sevilla in it? Is Sevilla playing in it, or is Sevilla still in Europa League?
If they are, it's theirs to lose always.
Question. Should we?
Oh my God, you're dying on the stream.
Should we go for both, like full strength as much as possible, or should we rotate in the Europa League slightly?
I think for me, we've got to semi-rotate. I wouldn't go strong, as in every single starting player plays as in what we play in the league. But what I want is, like, Devon and Al Matisse have said, I want like an Emil Smith Rowe to get minutes. I want Reiss Nelson to get minutes. I want Tomiyasu to come in. I want
Tierney.
Rob Holding to come in. Obviously, Matt Tierney will get minutes. If, for example, Thomas Partey's now fit and he's going to be the one starting, then I want Jorginho playing. I want, oh crap, who do we have now? Like, I want
Trossard's down, so you got to think about that.
I'd say maybe Trossard. Well, actually, he's injured, so he can't play.
He's down.
But yeah, I want those types of players to play. I want like Eddie to come back in, for example. I want like Tierney to play. Not because the thing is, it's actually kind of strange. I'm not going to say we've got a strong second team, but we've got a strong enough second team to at least do Europa League. But what I'd hope to have is some of those youth players, like the under 23s, maybe coming in as well.
Fabio Vieira could play. Because we definitely have players.
Fabio Vieira. Yeah, I want him to get given a chance, especially like against Sporting, because he's used to the Portuguese league. He'll probably know what Sporting are about. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to say he had a terrible game, but he didn't have like the best of showing starting against Bournemouth. So I want to see him in the Europa League. I want to see him build that confidence back up because there's a quality player there. I can see it. And that's what I want. I don't want to... To me, it's not that I don't care about the Europa League. I still want to win it, but I'm not that bothered by it. I'm not like, go gun-ho, go full team, go Martinelli, go Saka, go this, go that. I'd rather them just rest.
We have 2 people saying rest, 3 people saying rest. Corinne, what about yourself? Are you saying rotate or are you saying go full strength in both?
This is the thing. We have to define what rotate means. Are we talking the full back line? What are we talking? We're talking 2 or 3 players. Like what is the criteria?
Mainly the attackers, like Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. Like those.
Because I can give you a start at 11 for Europa, and you can tell me.
I think Tierney switches out. So let's do that back. Tierney switches out into the left back role. I would play probably Holding, and I'd love to see Kivior.
It will be Kivior. So there's no other reason that he's here. He's here for Europa. So
Holding, Kivior, Tomiyasu as your back 4, and if you want to play Turner or Ramsdale, we've been playing Turner.
It'll be Turner. Turner.
So basically full rotation, and then a midfield.
So
Jorginho.
The question is midfield and up front though, because for me, I think it'll be Jorginho, Vieira, and ESR personally, because I don't feel like in Europe. I don't feel like in Europe it will be as physical as the league will be.
I'll say this. Maybe Twitter is not the place to have this kind of conversation, but I tweeted out something like, should we rotate in the Europa League and prioritize the Premier League? But the word prioritize triggered so much people. The reality is we are going to prioritize.
This is why you have a conversation in person, because you can't explain what you mean and these kind of things. So for me, I think the midfield and it's the front line that I'm kind of a bit iffy because no Trossard. Eddie is out.
Is Eddie out? Has it been said? I just know he's been.
Yeah, he is.
I'm pretty sure he'll be out, but
several games.
So for me, because of we're missing players, I'd go probably Martinelli, Nelson, and probably Bukayo. Like, it's tough for them, but we don't really have any choice. Like, I don't see Jesus being ready. I've always said Fulham would be the game for me. He's clearly been held back because they're worried about him getting re-injured. So initially it was really Leicester, and now it's kind of gone to a bit further. Now he's in contact drills. I would say probably Fulham for Jesus. So I would probably say that would be my starting 11, and then I would have, for example, a Kozia Dubry on the bench, for example, just to have someone like that on the bench. But I'd have the bench be normal. So Xhaka, Partey.
I think Xhaka starts.
It's Europe, man. It's not thingy. It's not the league.
I agree with you, Corinne. I think but the thing Vieira was a tactical input into Bournemouth to get him ready for Europe, in my opinion.
That's true.
Correct. And the main reason why he was starting is because I think he's got that ability between the lines to receive and to pop into the final third more than I would say Xhaka does. If you looked during the Bournemouth game, his ability to break lines with his dribbling, I think is going to be something that will be very interesting. So I do think. Oh, by the way, Ugarte isn't starting; he's suspended. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was just going to say, this is the lineup that they have predicted. They have Partey, Xhaka, Vieira in the midfield. They have Saka, Martinelli, and Reiss Nelson as those are only choices. And they've rotated the back four heavily with KVR, Tierney, and Tomiyasu, with Saliba starting. I think they're going
to. Ugarte was suspended, no?
Who?
Manuel Ugarte, the DM. I thought he was suspended.
It doesn't look like it.
Okay, interesting. That changes things because he is decent. Like he's someone that I've had an eye on. He's a bit rash. But by the way, there is news on Trossard. It's not as serious as initially thought.
Yeah, he's just not ready for your
timetable. You don't have a timetable, right?
It is looking like probably a week. It looks like he'll miss full and be back for Palace.
But they were also saying that at Palace that it would be probably in a diminished minutes role, so not a start.
Yeah.
So the best time for Trossard would probably be after the international break.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think we'd need him. I think that it will be Jesus, and someone will come off the bench. Probably Nelson will come off the bench. I don't think it will be as detrimental. I think the problem will be making sure that we can get these guys fit for the comeback. Because remember, none of the Brazilians are going. Obviously, Saka will go. Ramsdale will go. Xhaka will go.
Trossard's
Partey doesn't go. So it's not as bad as usually would be because no Partey going. And like
aren't you worried about this lineup though? I feel like this lineup, Tierney is completely different to Zinchenko, and we would have to play a lot more aggressive. Midfield wise, this is a strong midfield. I rate the midfield. KVR.
I don't like that midfield. I don't think that would be the midfield we go. I think it's putting a risk on Thomas for no reason, given that he's just.
What about Jorginho? Jorginho instead of Thomas.
It's Europe, man. It's Europe. It's not the transition league. We're not in the Premier League. It's not transition based. Jorginho has won man of the match after man of the match after man of the match in multiple Champions League runs. He's won the Champions League. Like if there was a reason to bring Jorginho in, it was for the Europa League. He's won the Europa League. Like this is his competition. Like Europe is what he does. So
I would rest Partey and play
Partey. He just came back from an injury.
He's just come back. Yeah, he's just come back. I don't think there's a point in risking him. Jorginho is probably more suited for Europa League than
100%
Thomas Partey. And also, in the terms of what you said, Igal, in terms of Kieran Tierney, I'm not that worried. I think for two reasons. When you look at when Tomiyasu predominantly played, I think either Tomiyasu likes doing it or maybe it's instructions, but Arteta or Tomiyasu invert themselves. So what's going to happen is I think Tomiyasu is going to be the more inverted fullback, and Tierney's going to be the one that's just going to hold the.
They'll both invert, mate. They'll both invert.
Yeah,
because if that was the case, then Tierney would have been wide.
Who did we play before Bournemouth? Not in the league. But Tierney came on, and I was actually quite impressed. He inverted, and I was like, okay, you know what?
No, but you're talking about the Leicester game.
Oh, that's it, Leicester game. Yeah, he comes on and he inverted, and you know what? He was doing some crossfield balls to like Saka. You know, he was opening up a lot of space, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we've misjudged you. Maybe Arteta's done the right thing, taking you out of the lineup and retraining your way of playing, because he does that very well, and I think that's what we're going to start seeing.
I also think we have a short memory on Kieran Tierney. He was a great crosser of the ball in previous seasons when we had someone in the box to go for it, but it wasn't.
It was our main chance creation mechanism for a long time.
Was the down the line, his work up and down the line was always respected, which is why I think that the price tag that I'm hearing for him going to Newcastle is super low. Yeah, it's like one of their legs. It's like one of his legs.
It's disrespectful though, because realistically he's been injured a lot, and I feel like how much do you think Arsenal are going to garner for a player who's been injured quite a bit, and we've basically already have our replacement.
But he's a good player, though. It's not like, okay, he's had injuries, but he's not going to have injuries for the rest of his career. Like, you never know. Like, he's a good
30 million, a ridiculous price for Kieran Tierney at this point.
Yes.
Yes. In this market, in this transfer market, where
especially with the oil money of Newcastle, like.
No, it ain't even about how much money
you should be at least getting 45, 50 for him. It's not a question of.
He's one of,
let's ask the question.
Technically, he's one of the best left backs in world football.
And
Okay.
what does that go for?
Forget about the price. Would you guys sell him? Because I think we should sell him.
No.
I don't think. You know why? I'll tell you why. It's because we need. I mean, if you follow the academy at all, the next guy in is Lino Sousa.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a bridge. You need that bridge from one gen to the next. And I think in a year or two, that'll be Lino's place, and then we'll see what happens with Zinchenko, and we'll see what happens with Tierney. But for right now, don't forget we've got Tomiyasu who can play left back as well. But the point is I don't want to have one option at left back, and then have like people slotting in there trying to fix it up. Like Kirill can play left back, obviously.
I have the lineup ready if you want to see it. This is
go on.
This is the lineup based on what you guys were saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. I just think. I think
Tierney
we'll see.
he's not going to want to stay at Arsenal if he's going to sit on the bench. Like, he's a very ambitious player. Like when
that's the only reason. That's the next thing I was going to say.
People were talking about him being the captain, and he's an ambitious player. He wants to play for a team and be a starter. Like I don't know how many.
But Kieran Tierney doesn't like the ball at his feet. Let's be honest. He likes to get the ball out of his feet as soon as possible when he gets it.
Also, the bulky ass hamstrings, man. Like, honestly, like
but you know what it is though. I think we over exaggerate this whole people need to start thing. I think Kieran Tierney is well aware he has injury issues, or he's not been able to keep fit for at least the last 2 seasons. Now, yes, he can be fit for the rest of his career. We don't know that yet, but he's aware, so he knows at the moment he's going to have to play a part role until he can get his fitness to a level that he can consistently play. Even if he goes to Newcastle, I still don't think he's a guaranteed starter. If you're going to get injured at every 5 to maybe 7 games, how are you ever going to?
You know what I don't like about this injury conversation? It's quite clear. Look, for I don't know how many years. 4 years? How many years we've had him? 3 or 4 years now. We've had him 4 years, right? We've had him be the only option. The only option was him. And we knew about his knee injuries. We've ran him into the ground time and time and time again, and we had no one to back him up. We played him game after game, and he just wasn't. He's starting to break down, and it's not his fault. But I feel like the way we've managed him, we had Tavares behind him last season. Before that, I don't even know who we had at left back. Like, it's just been him. Kolasinac, exactly. So, like, we put so much pressure on him, and the first time that he's able to, actually recover, take some time, get some rehab in and properly get himself back to full fitness. We have no idea what he's capable of. Literally, we're literally. He's been retrained as his inverted left back, but he's still got the ability to be that flyer, which, let's be honest, Newcastle need, because they don't have that ability to create chances off the left. It's all Trippier off the right.
I just want to say this. This right here was shocking. Are you guys surprised that Reiss Nelson has Brighton and Nice now?
Nice interest, yeah. No, I'm not surprised.
Not at all.
And I think the reason this is dropped now is because contract negotiations have started.
But he'll stay. He'll stay. There's no reason for him to leave, especially if we can give him any minutes in this run-in and get it. I mean, honestly, like,
he has the same
agent. But this is the thing. Both Arsenal and Reese's people will be trying to posture in this like any contract negotiation. So it's unsurprising that the day that he says he's going to, this contract negotiation started and that's been leaked, all of a sudden there's interest from other clubs. It doesn't really take a genius to figure out why that is. So, look, I think that there's still. I would like to evaluate Reiss over the rest of this run. I think that he's been so good whenever he's come in. The Nottingham Forest game, and obviously yesterday. The one thing that you guys didn't mention, I think, I think needs mentioning is the one thing we've struggled with over the past couple of weeks is having that wide left channel. I think we've struggled with the ability just to have someone stay wide and know that role and, produce a cross or take on a man and stay and be comfortable in those wide areas, because both Trossard and Martinelli are better close to goal. And so having him on the pitch and having that someone that's able to do that is going to be so vital for this run-in, because we don't have that profile. We don't have that guy who can stay out wide and deliver crosses, take on people one-on-one and really affect the game from wide areas. So if he wants to stay, he can. I said that at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if he came back and had an incredible season. But we have to take into account his injuries. We have to take into account the ability that he has. Is he going to be someone that we can, put our stock in and be like, okay, we can do another Eddie here. We can, when you're needed, I know you can provide a good 4 or 5 game run. So a lot of things to take into account.
Let me just bring someone in. Simeon, what is that? Petros wanted to say something. What's going on, Simon? You're on mute. You're on mute. You've muted yourself. Your mic is muted. Unmute your.
Just want to know about Gabriel Jesus. What happened to him? He was fit and he is already come back, but he is not starting the game. What's wrong?
He actually warmed down. After the game against Bournemouth, and they didn't want to rush him back right away. So at this moment in time, Gabriel Jesus will be back.
It's quite simple, Igal. Basically, what's happened is we cannot risk him being re-injured. We cannot when he's coming back, he is going to be back, and he will. We're going to say, because the amount of times we've had, for example, a Thomas Partey go and then mid-April he goes down, like it happened last season. Like, if he comes back, he's going to be ready, fit, and firing. So we have struggled and got through it without him. But when he does come back, no, he's going to be 100% fully fit. I'm pretty sure he's playing for the under-21s, is he not?
Are we thinking a 10-game run with him? Like, if we can have him for the final 10 matches?
What game for the under-21 did he play? Because I didn't see him in any team sheets for the under-21s yet.
I heard he might be playing the for the under-21s. I don't know if that came true or not, but if not, then I don't know. But I think that with him, it's a case of we cannot afford for him to go down again.
But we definitely need Jesus for the Liverpool game. That's like
Yeah, no, I think. Look, there's only 2 games for the break. If we need him, we can play him. I just think that the whole thing is we don't want to get him into a cycle where he's getting re-injured again. If he pulls up a hamstring or something, you know what I mean, and it could go again. It's just something we're not going to risk. I think that before the international break, I think he'll get like maybe 1 game, maybe 2 games. We'll see. Maybe the Sporting leg, the second leg, or maybe even Fulham or something like this, or maybe Palace.
That's always the main concern with knees and knee injuries, is that they lead to calves and quad injuries from a weakness.
People are agreeing with you in the comment section fully, because of course you're making a lot of sense. Now let's talk about the FA coming on to Arsenal. We messed up, guys. Our whole bench went on the pitch. The manager went on the pitch. Everybody went on the pitch, and they disrupted the game in the 97th minute. Bournemouth might have had a chance to score a goal in an extra 3 seconds at a time.
One of our own supporters slid into our players. Oh wait, that wasn't us. Sorry.
Hey, it is what it is. What are we saying? Say?
The whole thing is
the worst that can happen. It's a fine, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's not going to be any suspended players or anything, just a fine, right? So I don't think it's a big deal.
No, but the thing is, the funny thing is, I feel, is when you look at it and you see that PGMOL are again admitting that the first goal shouldn't have stood because there were people in our half. And then they have the cheek to be like, oh, but you ran onto the pitch. Do your jobs. You've already.
What is a handball? What's a handball in the box? I just want to know, is this extended away from your body? Is this extended away from your body?
I don't know.
This extended away from your body?
One of them was really bad.
If you're a player,
the ball rolled on his arm.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't need to expose it. They've admitted it themselves. They've admitted it shouldn't have
what I'm
stood.
sick and fucking tired of though? Is how many fucking times are you gonna apologize? I can understand once, but this is the 3rd to 4th apology in one fucking single season.
It's like that episode of South Park.
No. Just think about it. United.
Do you know what it is? Like, what are they blind? Like, I'm genuinely asking a question. I'm not even trying to banter them. Are they blind? Or
No, it's deeper than that. Just think about it.
People say it's incompetency, but I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. How many times can you be incompetent and not get questioned about your job? You telling me any one of us, whatever professions we're in, if you make a mistake that's costing your business, right, money, your directors or your CEOs or your managers are not going to be on your ass asking you what the hell's happened, have a disciplinary hearing, or ask you, like, sit you down and go, how did that happen? How are the refs not held accountable? You've got replays. You can actually watch things back and you're still getting it wrong. It's not incompetency, it's corruption. I don't care if people say that's a wrong word to use, but you can watch those incidences back. Take 50 minutes, take a year, take a whole season to review it. You are allowed to take your time and make a decision, but yet you're getting it wrong 4 times in a single season. And a lot of it isn't even up for interpretation. The Martinelli one, cool. I get it. You know, you might think it's a foul. I may not think it's a foul. Cool. I get it. That can be up for interpretation. But encroaching, are you stupid? The halfway line, that white line in the middle of the fucking pitch, the players on the other side of it. Oh, that's down to interpretation, isn't it? Bournemouth might have been playing on the other fucking side of the pitch. Maybe we're wrong. Or are we just not? Because that's not incompetency. I'm sorry. That's sackable offense. You should lose your job. I don't care about people's livelihoods. If you're not good enough at something, you should be demoted. You should be put down into Sunday League football and asked to do your certificates again.
The main thing is if you think about it.
Is this too close to not give it though?
He's over the line.
There's 2 of them players that are clearly in our area.
Come on, how blind do you have to be?
This is the thing. Look, the main thing for me, like Gunnar Souls, you were mentioning that it was 3 or 4 times. I know 4 times just off the top of my head. Yesterday, right, with this, the Brentford game, the United game, Southampton, like that's 4 already, and I'm like legit. I haven't even thought of that. I haven't like gone through the games and like see. That's just pure blatant corruption. But I don't like calling it. Like, because the thing is, we have to sugarcoat it. We have to say, oh, it's incompetency. Oh, it's this. But I'm sorry, but we're doing the same thing again and again and again. So it's not corruption just specifically to Arsenal, even though it's given to us the most. I feel that's because I think we would feel that we're Arsenal fans, but it's corruption on a general, generally. But I've never seen it to this degree. I just haven't.
Becoming a reality show. It's like they want to dictate the outcome of games. It's like
I just feel like if it was incompetency, then it would be a case of like, okay, the line's not getting drawn. That's incompetency.
Yeah.
What's not incompetency is
like why wouldn't the line get drawn? Like it's so easy. You probably just
but that specific case is incompetency.
Like how hard is it to draw the lines?
It's so stupid.
You just press a button.
That to me isn't incompetency. That's you not knowing your job. That's like a mailman saying, "Oh shit, I forgot to post the letters." It's your job.
One time. Stop. It's okay because it goes in roundabouts, as they all say. When has it come back to us? I still haven't seen it come back to us. Maybe the second half of the season, we're going to get all the favors and people are going to say the referees are cheating.
Deep in the second half of the season, brother. Like, this is the only thing that I think I've seen that's kind of broken our way is the first goal against Liverpool where they couldn't see the cameras, and even then it was proven that Saka was onside. So it's like it's ridiculous.
But you know that though, that's not incompetency though. That's not anything. That's obviously the technology hasn't been perfected in that sense. That you can I know it's oh, it's an Arsenal decision, so I'm saying that. But that's a fault in the technology, not a fault in the person making a mistake. Whereas when you're blatantly not drawing the line, like, come on, what is the VAR's main job in a decision looking for an offside? Draw the fucking line. That should be the first thing you do. Do you know what? I understand if it's tight, but you've drawn the lines, you've done everything, and the lines look right, but obviously it's wrong or whatever. Then I can say, yeah, cool. But not doing your job is an incompetency.
No, but the other thing is when you think about it and you deep how this isn't like 7th or 8th we're fighting for. You know, we're not Chelsea. This isn't like fighting for Conference League. This is the title, right? This is the title. And when you cost us, I would say 5 points in a title race, and we're still 5 points clear. I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, when you think about it like that, and you think how much, and like let's just take it on a like the most blatantly obvious decisions. The Brentford one and the other one at United. That's already what, 3 points? Say we draw that game at United, that's 3 points, 8-point lead. Is anyone then doubting us? No, but because it's 5 points, suddenly it's just a shame. You know, it's just stupid. Like, we're in the same position now that we were going into the World Cup.
You know,
the exact same position.
Fuck the referees. Fuck this whole PGO stuff. They're at this point, they're actually trying to charge us because they got exposed, and they feel like I feel like it's retaliation. They're constantly looking for something to get at us, because I feel like it's somewhat retaliated. I don't think it's genuine, because how many times have we been charged this season for circling people, but then you see other clubs do it and they don't get charged? It's just ridiculous.
It's just, I don't even like complaining about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
like you said,
I
just feel like it's so annoying. Like, I don't want to call it, like, because like it's not corruption against Arsenal, it's a corruption against competency, if that makes sense. Like, they legit want to do the worst.
Even that is a cop out for them. I just think at this moment in time, we just have to, even if we, at the end of the season, if we blame referees for not winning the league, that's going to be, people are going to laugh at us. We're not going to do that. But
no, we're not, because you shouldn't have to leave it in the hands of the referees.
Yeah. But you know what it is, though? Look, like you said, Corinne, the best way you've explained it, despite all of that, we're still winning. We're still 5 points clear. We're still dominating games. And you know, recently, it's not even affected us. We still beat Bournemouth. We still beat Aston Villa. We've dropped a few points against us, but we're now, like, I think Arteta, you know what it is, man? It's the mentality of this Arsenal squad. I think Arteta said to them, look, the refs aren't going to give us anything. Fuck them. They're not going to give it us. We just need to go and win this game. Take it out of the hands of the refs. Go score them onside goals. Be 40 yards onside. They can't give it off. Because if they do, then it's like a big question. Like, what are you actually doing here? So that's all it is, man. Like, look at for example, they can see the Ben White fouled. Who was it now? I forgot who it is now. Yeah, Martinez, right? And they could see that, but they couldn't see Bukayo Saka. That's all it is. But take it out of the hands of them and win. And that was our best thing, man. Hold that PGML.
Let me ask you.
The refs are trying. That's how fucking good we are. The refs are trying to stop us.
Let me ask you this, bro. Do you agree with the fact that, forget about all these referee decisions, forget about everything. Going into our next game, just win it. Let's just keep doing that, and no one's going to stop us. If we drop points against City at their ground, then it's going to be Tizik. We need to make sure.
We need to get, I would say, we cannot lose both at City and at Anfield. We have to draw one of those games.
No, we have to draw against City. That's an important one.
No, because the thing is, I would say this, it depends on what the situation going into City is like. Because if we can come out of City with, if we can come out of City still, I would say, with like a 2 point cushion, I think we can do it. Like I feel like obviously it will get tight, but I think that is the key for me. If it's less than that, then you're just like, we've got Chelsea, we've got Newcastle. It's going to get a bit twitchy, and then we're going to have to see. But if we can come out with just that still 2, maybe even 3-pointed cushion,
Season defining.
It's just going to be. That's going to be the key.
You know what it is, though. I think it's difficult at the moment to kind of predict anything because City have got to play Liverpool. They've obviously got.
It's the end of this. It's the last third of the season, mate. Everything's difficult.
It's
just who's got the most character.
Where the belief comes from a lot of people is, I mean, this is always going to be an iffy question. Will the focus shift? Because if, say, for example, we see Man City go into the, I don't know, maybe quarterfinals, semi-finals of the Champions League, and they're in a position where they're, let's say they lose to Liverpool and we happen to win that week and we've won before, right? And it becomes an 8-point gap. I'm just saying a hypothetical.
City will drop points for
let's say, for example, there's an 8-point gap now. Will the focus be, okay, we can try and chase Arsenal and potentially, I'm not saying it will happen, but potentially end up with 0 silverware this season? Or do we now shift our focus and go for the Champions League? Because
they have to go for the Champions League. That's like the main goal. Like, they've won the Premier League 4 times out of the last 5 years, so it's like they have to play the strongest 11 in the Champions League.
You know what it is? Look, when you're at that level and you're at that level, you prepare for each game as it comes. I don't think they're looking at it in terms of, okay, I think that's how they win titles. They win titles because they have this ability to individualize, keep their eyes on the prize. Don't just let in different competitions get in the way.
I don't think their depth's that good anymore.
It's not, but the thing is, it's still bloody good. Like it's still, you know what I mean? Like it's not our depth. It's still, Julian Alvarez, a World Cup winner coming off the bench.
No, certain places, but look at their defense, for example. I don't think it's that great, and that's the problem that I have. Like, do they? Because I'm not, because City last few seasons, the question of shifting focus wouldn't have even come into my mind. But the reason why it's come up this year is because their defensive line, let's be honest, has been basically injured, non-existent. They've been in, out, like shifting it all. And when you look at their midfield as well, to be fair, if Rodri gets injured, it's a bit of a deep one because Phillips doesn't look like he's ready. Gundogan, I mean, he's getting on. He's still doing brilliant work, but he's getting on. You look at Bernardo Silva, he's one of the better midfielders this season. But then it kind of becomes a situation of, but what else is there? Because we know Kevin De Bruyne, for example, can get injured and has shown he can get injured. So do they risk it all to try and keep chasing us, trying to go for both when that injury could happen?
Because the thing is, they're not just chasing Champions League, they're chasing a 3-peat, mate. They're chasing history. And Pep will not.
No, what history? 3-peat isn't history. United have done it twice.
3-peat. Look, 3-peat puts them 5 titles in 6 years is history.
Yeah,
that's not been done.
The only competition for 5 years was Liverpool. Everybody else was like, for last 5 years.
Man, the Liverpool team hit 99 points and lost the league. That's not just saying that they like give Pep his credit.
They lost the league by a point twice.
But look, if you think about Pep, you think about 4 titles in 5 years. That's not easy. And if he does do a 3-peat, which I God to hope he doesn't, he's like the only person to do that is Fergie. Like that's a ridiculous thing to do. And he's rebuilt multiple teams now. If he does this, because he started with David Silva, Yaya Toure, these guys, and now he's with Haaland, and he's got Alvarez, and he's got Laporte and Diaz and Edison. These guys, he's rebuilt this team. So the point is I don't think that Pep has the mentality where the league is always the league for him. He wins leagues. That's what he does. So he will not let it go. Not to the last day, not to the dying embers. You saw what happened to Aston Villa last year. He will not let this go.
And you know what? Unfortunately, we gotta let the stream go. Right? So I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't even let me know, guys, if you've watched Assassin's Creed, if it's worth watching. But you guys have yourselves a wonderful day.
What? There's a movie?
What? Yeah,
Assassin's Creed?
No, not Assassin's Creed. I'm talking about Creed the boxing. Why did you say
Oh. I was gonna say, I was like, what?
Yeah, let me know if you guys watch Creed. But for now, I'm gonna beat you guys a do. I'm gonna just say this: big up to everyone. Honestly, we better beat Porto the first game because away.
Sporting.
If we can beat Sporting away, then we don't have to go as hard on the home game, and we can kind of rotate a little bit more in the home game. But let's just let me know before we go, guys, what your score prediction you think is going to be for that Sporting game. Or at least, like, what do you think is going to happen in that game?
I think 2-0. It depends on the lineup, but if Saka's playing, then, I'd say like 2-0, 3-0 if Saka's playing. But I don't want Saka to play,
Who are you going to play if Saka doesn't play?
Yeah, I know,
He's
but
gonna play
he's
Saka.
the most important player, man.
Fair enough.
I'll play in tribute for Saka. Come on.
All right. Well, what about you, Kieran? If you could,
I'm gonna go 3-0. I think. Look, they have threats with Edwards. I think Edwards is decent, and obviously that Ugarte kid I mentioned earlier is good. But I think that they're struggling in the league, and we do have Vieira who does know how to play well against Sporting. So I do think we will do them quite easily.
Okay, and what do you call it? Gunnar Souls, what are you saying?
Man, let's just pipe them, man. Like, I want every narrative to be broken. Let's just. I'm gonna go 5-0. Let's do it. Come on.
5-0.
Then they're gonna be even more scared because they're like, shit, they've done this without Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus is back. Oh shit, long day. Come on.
That's amazing. And guys, I put a link in the chat to Kunle's channel. The link is in the chat. Go to watch his video right now. Tell him Egal sent you, and we're out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Big up Kieran. Big up my guy Devo. Big up Gunnar Souls. Big up M. Big up Elmadis. Big up everyone who's watched. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We'll be back Wednesday, hopefully. Peace.